my channel. I'm Sarah and you're watching So Beauty Stuff. If you're new, welcome. I'm here today just to demonstrate this makeup look that I've done today. So I'm not going to go on too much. I'm just going to quickly introduce the brand I'm talking to you about today is Wendy Hill Cosmetics. They are 100% New Zealand owned and operated. Their products are manufactured in the United States and Europe. So I actually discovered Wendy Hill Cosmetics. I was actually looking on their website at a chair that I wanted to buy. They've got this awesome, I've actually got a picture of it in the pamphlet here, one of these chairs, and I reached out to them about that. They actually saw my blog and asked if I'd be interested in looking at some of their products. So I did receive these samples for free. I'm not being paid, I'm not being sponsored, the opinions are my own. I didn't know really an awful lot about the brand before receiving them. The person from Wendy Hill that I've been in contact with has been really lovely, really friendly, so great customer service from my perspective. They've sent me these sort of little bottles of, these are all foundations. They sent me a selection of their Candlelight Glow highlighters in these 3 different shades, and they also sent me a sample of their Velvet Veil primer. So I'm going to try all these products out for you and you can have a look at how they apply to my skin. But if you really want to get a bit more information about the products themselves, check out my blog post below. I'll leave the link in the description bar. I'll also leave a link in the description bar to the Wendy Hill products. So they do a whole bunch of stuff. It is aimed for professional makeup artists, but obviously anyone is welcome to buy them. So get in touch if you fancy the look of any of these things. But I'm just going to get on and show you how I got this look. Okay, so I'm going to start by using some of this Velvet Veil. It's this cute little primer. I'm going to be really careful because I'm going to be storing it upside down. You can see the texture there. It's like a silicone looking gel. And it looks like it's got some little specks of shimmer in there. So I'm just going to use my fingers and I'm going to dab it across my T-zone and just smooth it in. It feels incredibly soft on my skin. And a little goes a long way, just that one little dab is doing my whole face. It feels really, really nice. But it doesn't look at all shimmery on my skin. It looks quite light reflecting, but it doesn't look sparkly or shimmery or too much on the face. So next I'm going to go in with the foundation. So I think my closest colour is the cream beige shade. So this is a bit of a slightly thicker consistency. As you can see, it's sort of hanging there in the pot. It's not really, really loose. So I do think they come in like a squeezy tube rather than a pump bottle if you would buy full size. I'm just going to dot this around my face. Maybe a little light on me, but we can always mix it with a darker one if needed. My Sigma F80 Flat Kabuki to just blend this into my skin. It blends really, really nicely. Okay, I think that's, for me, that's very sheer coverage, but it did blend in really, really easily. And I literally had one dab of my finger in there, dotted it around my face, so let's put on a bit more. I'm thinking if I did a pump of foundation, I'd have a lot more than this, so let's go in a little bit more. And I think, to be honest, when you are trying a new foundation, it's always good to go in with less. Less and then build it. Okay, there's definitely more the coverage that I'd like. Okay, so I really like the way that that blended in. I think it blended really flawlessly, really smoothly. Just looking at the camera now. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it blended. It's not got the most high coverage, so I probably could have done with colour correcting sort of the pinky areas on my cheek here and the dark circles around my eyes, maybe beforehand, but I can always go in on top with some concealer as well. But it's a really nice finish. That teamed with the primer, I feel like the finish is quite dewy. And my skin does look really nice. I'm going to put some concealer on and see how I feel afterwards. I'm going to use my Nars Creamy Concealer. This is kind of my everyday concealer, so for the purposes of for testing out a new foundation, I think it's a good one to use. And I'm just going to bring that down over my cheeks just to cover up some of that redness. That actually looks great. It's so light on my skin, it sort of looks when I look in a mirror like there's nothing on there. So team to the creamy concealer, thumbs up. Okay, so I'm just going to set that with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. And then just use a big fluffy powder brush to dust off any excess. Okay, and then the next thing I have to try, these 3 highlighters. So I've got gold, bronze and pink. And they are liquid highlighters. And I'm going to go for pearly pink because I've got quite a pink undertone to my skin. And I really feel like pink highlighters look really pretty on my skin. So I think these are called Candle Glow highlighters. I'll put all the information down in the description bar below anyway, so you know what they are. This is a lot more liquidy, as you can probably see. If I hold it that way for too long, it's probably going to pour out of the tub. And it's such a beautiful, translucent kind of glow. It's got a light shimmer to it. Here we go, I'll put it on my finger. Hopefully you can see the way that the light picks up on that. So I'm literally just going to dab this along the high points of my face. And I'm starting with my cheeks because that's where I want it to be the most obvious. And then anything I put anywhere else on my face, I just want to be a real light touch. And I'm going to take a fluffy brush and just blend that in. Potentially should have done this before the powder, but there we go. Just going to spread it about with the warmth of my finger as well. Because even though it's really liquidy, I find that it seems to sort of set on the skin quite quickly. I'm trying to move my face so you can see the light hitting it. I really like that. I think it's blended beautifully here. I maybe left it a bit longer here, so it's not quite as easily blended. But it's so brightening. So pretty. So right now I feel like my skin, I've got that kind of makeup-free makeup look at the moment. Obviously I've got no other makeup on, which is probably why. But I look really dewy, I look quite glowy, and this highlight is kind of insane. It's not sparkly, it's not glittery, and it's not heavy. It's just really, really light reflecting. So I think I'm going to keep the rest of my makeup quite light today because I really like the way that this looks. I'm going to go in with some eyeshadow primer potion. Okay, I'm going to use my Christmas in New York palette. I'm going to set my lids with coconut. Just going to carve out a bit of a crease with tiramisu. I think it's Dulce de Leche. Who knows? Just dust that again on the outer corner. Champagne Rose, this one here, and just sweep that across my lid. A tiny little bit of banana cream in the outer corner. I'm constantly breaking the rule of no shimmers in the crease because I think it looks good. I keep saying lastly, but one tiny dab of almond mocha just to really deepen that V a little. And then a little bit of almond mocha in the lower lash line. Use my MAC brow crayon. This, again, I find this so good for my lazy brow days because I can be quite rough with it and it just kind of works. Actually, brows in a minute. Bronze it up with my Hourglass bronzer. I'm going to go with my Nars Orgasm because, well, this is a rude name. I love the idea of the sort of natural flush that it gives you. I'm going to put on some mascara, Benefit Roller Lash, this cute tiny one where the lid is almost as big as the bottle. This is almost like a peachy pink. This is the Kate Moss Rimmel Collection number 16. Gonna fix my hair. By fix, I mean take it down and put it back up again. And pretend I've put more effort into it this time. I always finish with my MAC Fix Plus just because I think it gives a really nice finish. So that's the finished look. I think it's really, really pretty. I think my favourite thing is definitely the highlighter. I just look quite glowy. Just a really beautiful sort of dewy finish. It's because this is a cream, it just disappears into the skin and it's amazing. I did put this on top of the powder as well and it hasn't gone clumpy. It hasn't added too much texture to my skin, which I really like. My skin feels silky, silky soft. So I'm a huge fan of the primer. And I'm actually a really big fan of the foundation. I would recommend using it with a colour corrector underneath if you have got quite discoloured skin. So it's not one that you can just throw on and it covers up everything. It's not a full coverage, and with a bit of concealer on top it does cover any redness that I had. I feel like my skin looks flawless. I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, this is all products, my skin's not perfect, but I really like the way that it looks. I feel like I look healthy and glowing. So that's my overall opinion of the way that these products all look together. I feel really healthy. So I have got their price list here. Foundations that they gave me, a bunch of them here, in all the different shades. They are called the Jojoba Liquid SPF 15 foundation, so they do have SPF in them. And they are normally $66.95 for a bottle. So the Velvet Veil Skin Primer is $62.30 for a full bottle of that. I've got to say this tester pot, it's small, and this is not the first time I've used it. I've used it a couple of times, and you don't need much, so it little does go a long way. And then we have the Candle Glow highlighters. As I said, I have them in 3 shades: Pearly Pink, which is what I have on now, Bronze, which is this kind of bronzy goldeny kind of shade, and then Gold, which is a lot more of a yellow gold colour. So they retail for $43.50. What I'm going to do is actually link down below my blog post where I have swatched all of these. I've also swatched the shade that I'm wearing today, which is cream beige, and I've swatched that next to my usual foundation so you can see how the colour compares. So they have this huge list of products here. I'll link their website down below as well. This was just really a quick demonstration of the products and what I think of them. So thanks for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. And I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel. It is free after all, and you can catch some of my other videos, and I post every week. Alright, and I will see you next time. Bye!